there.
Alrighty guys, Chief here. Thanks for watching that intro. As you can tell, today's video is going over my LBV 88 setup, the pros and cons, what I think of it, the background of it. Of course, before we get started, I wanted to reiterate, I'm not a Fed, not a cop, never military, never, no government contracts. I'm a concerned and prepared citizen, I want the best for my country, and I'm willing to die for it. So, going over this setup, this in front of you is the ET LBV 88. That means the Enhanced Tactical Load-Bearing Vest. The main difference that I could tell is that it has a mesh netting on the back, right here and right here, instead of a woodlands pattern all around. That just adds more breathability. So, as the name implies, this came out in 1988. It was under the IIFS program. And what this vest offers, of course, it is a load-bearing vest. Your load is going to be all of this. So that is your magazine pouches, your medical, your butt pack, and your canteens, as well as, on my case, a bayonet, and I'll go into that in a minute. And as well, I have a medical kit right here. But this allows the individual soldier or rifleman to carry more of their load for sustainment. The reason I would recommend something like this, especially compared to an Alice belt, is because it has thicker pads right here. And one mod I will point out is I put some 550 cord so I can hang this up either against a tree or against my wall. But of course it has an Alice belt integrated. As you can see when I flip it around, this I believe is the LC2 Alice belt, which you can get an extender for to wear body armor underneath this. But as well, it has the vest portion. On the front you have these little buckle connectors. Right there, and right there. And on the other side they are long. That allows you to easily get down into the prone, adds some more breathability. I like this compared to a chest rig because I ran with a chest rig for maybe 2 or 3 years. And I noticed that whenever I'd use it, my stomach and chest would get very hot, which would need me to wear a lighter uniform. In this case, I still do want to wear a lighter uniform, but I'm cooler because I can vent out the front and my sides easier. One downside of this is that you have to know where everything is on your body because you can't just look down and see it as easily. You have to know my canteens are the furthest back, I'm able to get magazines, my dump pouch is here. It's just a little bit more difficult to look around, but once you get experienced with it, you should know. I will say that I haven't really ran a legit plate carrier before. I've ran the Pasget vest and the Isapo vest, as I've said in my videos. The reason for this mainly is because they are expensive. You have to buy plates and a big plate carrier, and they're heavy. They trap in a lot of heat. I have worn an IOTV before, which was cool, but it is expensive, heavier, and you can sustain yourself less. If you look at most plate carriers, mainly excluding setups like the IOTV, you'll see that most people carry 3 mags on their body, 1 in their gun. To me, that is very foolish because if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, which, just so you know, these magazine pouches are very good at carrying 30-round Stanag magazines, but PMags, because of the flared base, it makes it a little more difficult to put this button down, and 40-round magazines or bigger will not fit. I haven't tried a 20-round magazine, but I feel like it would get stuck in this dead area here. But if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you load this up with, you could do 2 40s and a 60, and then your 3 magazines in here, as well as 3 over there if you'd like, you have much more capability for escaping a gunfight and being able to dump ammo as well as give suppressive or indirect fire. And so aside from being able to carry more ammo that you will need, which I will say personally I do carry pistol mags in here more than rifle mags just because it's cheaper ammo and I have. You're also able to carry 2 quarts of water, which is half of a gallon. Unless you swap these each out for 2-quart carriers, then you can carry 1 gallon on you, though I have my 2-quart carriers on my backpack. Inside, you're able to carry your canteen cup for cooking, or in this case, for hygiene over here. Of course, inside here I have water purification, but even, for example, right here I have my magazines, I have stripper clips, and I have beef filling in there. In my medical kit, over here, I have another thing of food. I have a pizza MRE that I'll show in a minute in my butt pack. You're able to just carry a lot more as well. You still have some cool guy things like being able to run a dump pouch. I ran this off of my grenade pouches on my magazine carrier. Over here I have a readily available flashlight. I will admit that these aren't the greatest flashlights, but they work well enough for me because I usually either have a flashlight on my gun, another one on my person and in my bag, the headlamp within here, or simply my phone if I use it. Now going into my personal setup here, like I've said, I do love this vest. Right now, this is all that I'm using. I do use a chest rig every once in a while if I'm hunting because it allows for easier transportation in and out of a vehicle. Inside here is a sustainment style pouch. I have my tourniquet. I do not run this on the outside because I don't want the Velcro to get worn down by grass, dirt, snow, and mud. I have a fire starter. I have face paint kits, as well as a mirror inside. Right here, like I showed you, I have my flashlight. This comes with the red and blue lens, so I can make it darker. Right here inside this pouch, I do have a little thing of snacks. This is dried fruit in a Ziploc bag. That is useful for when you're on the trail. You need to get your mind off something, you're a little hungry, you can grab a few of those. Right here, I have a little thing of shears. These are not the best. I would like new ones, but they fit perfectly right here. I do need to spray paint them to get some of the shine away. On the other side, I have a little battery carrier if I'm using my Baofeng radio, which I will say one more thing. If you're running a kit like this, you're probably going to want to carry a pack. On the LBV 88, on the shoulder pads, which are very nice, heavy duty, thick, I like them, you have these little buckles that you can run, say, your radio communication equipment through or your water camelback through. The only issue is if you're carrying a pack, you will be crushing those cables or the tubes. I have not found an alternative besides wrapping it through these little buckles here. I also want to say that my Baofeng UV9R can fit inside this extended magazine pouch, this side pocket. I do not know where I got this. It could be the British DPM issue, or I believe the Irish have a similar thing. I do not know. I won this through the ODGG LLC raffle, their bin. So moving on from my medical kit, I will go over to the other side real quick. I have two magazine pouches. As you saw, this one has magazines, stripper clips inside, as well as beef taco filling. I have food everywhere just in case I'm stuck out there, or more realistically, when my friends and people that I'm training with forget their food and their gloves, I have extras on me. Moving on, like I said, I have a bayonet here. This is for my rifle. It does have bolt cutters and fence cutters, which is very nice. To the canteen pouches, I have a regular 1 quart canteen in here. That is my hydration side. I just know that for myself. And over here, I put this canteen, which has a straw in it. The only reason that it's not in there now is because I use this on a day-to-day basis. I'm able to put that in there, and if I want, run it up through the straps or around the side like I said. I can leave a link to this. This was off Amazon.com. It was roughly $15 to $20. I would recommend it. It's pretty nice. There are some issues having to release pressure on the cap before water will come out of here, but that's not too horrible as long as you remember to seal it back up so it doesn't leak. Lastly, we will go right here to my butt pack. As you can see on top, I do have a Woodlands pouch. This is just big enough to carry my snow overwhites or 2 to 3 MREs, which is really nice in case I'm out on a hike or I'm training, living my life, and I need to dump my wet snow overwhites or my uniform in here, or my poncho. Though usually, as you can see, this is my poncho with the liner. It goes underneath my butt pack in these straps. I will say for these straps, I used hair ties to keep them closed. though I'm sure, similar to these, you can use duct tape to keep them closed. Before we go into this section of my butt pack and medical kit, I would like to say that I carry this as high as I can on my person. As you can see, I have both of these cinched down all the way. Even though I don't have that small of a chest, I just like to carry it high so that it doesn't ride on my hips. If you are setting up a belt kit, even if it's the Smirsh, which the Smirsh is very good, I would like to get one. I would recommend carrying it high, because if you have this riding on your hips all day, especially in mountainous or rocky terrain, it will tear through your hips. After even 2 to 3 miles, you will not be able to walk. You will be hating life. Of course, get out and train with your gear, see what works for you. But in my personal case, I cannot have anything riding my hips or else it tears me apart. I have this government issue medical kit here. Comes with this small waterproof box. Everything inside is waterproofed. It comes with a catalog of what is inside your box. As well, I have a field dressing right here. The box, this one is very old. It is getting brittle. You pop it open. It's hard to do with gloves, especially when you're trying to be careful. There you go. Inside, mini band-aids, a waterproof container. I will not open everything out inside because with gloves it takes too long to get it back together. So I will read out. Of course, it has the case itself. It has the pouch, the case. It has an iodine tablet. It has lipstick, the field dressing that I showed, bandage, gauze that is compressed and camouflaged that measures out to 2 inches by 6 yards. You have a muslin compressed camouflage bandage, which is 37 by 37 by 52 inches. You have a bandage adhesive, which is 3/4 by 3 inches. You have that bottle that I showed you. You have an eye dressing, and you have more iodine water purification tablets. As well, it should come with an instruction card for mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, which I believe is what I have on the back here. It goes over how to take care of burns, hemorrhages, wounds, carbon monoxide poisoning, drowning, unconsciousness from other causes, fractures, and sprains. I do really like this pouch. It is light enough to just toss on the back, not have to worry about. And it has less needed stuff in here compared to my other pouch, which has chest seals, more gauze, the shears on the side. That's why I keep it on my hip. But this one, if I'm capable, I will take off my rig and grab this pouch, or my buddies can take stuff out of the pouch for me. It has really nice high quality buttons. I do like them. I do not believe they would get jammed through snow, though I could be wrong. I would recommend as well, if you are doing stuff in the snow, first time you go out, just wear your snowshoes and maybe a water bottle and some food, maybe a blanket. That's about it. Try to pack light so you can figure out how difficult it is to move in the snow with your snowshoes. Then next time go out with your gear and change it as needed. Inside my butt pack, as you can see here, I have a fork, knife, and spoon on a little lanyard. I like that. It just came in useful, especially being able to take this off, hand my buddy the spoon, keep the knife for myself, and give somebody else the fork. Other way, I keep the fork for myself, give them the knife. It's very nice to have. I believe this is from Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Right here, I have a small head net. This is mainly to keep bugs off me. I don't think it works too well for bugs, but it does break up your silhouette a little. I would recommend, if you have a boonie cap, to keep this on top of your boonie cap rolled up. It'll look a little weird, but it's very nice to be able to pull down over your head. This also works for me underneath my helmet. I do have a small medical kit right here. I carry a lot of medical because I never know what I'll need. As well, I like testing out the different brands of bandages and stuff that you can find from Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, REI, different places. Right here, I'm going to cover it up, but I do have a map from a previous operation, as well as the op-ord. Op-ords are not difficult to make. At most, I think they should take you 2 to 3 hours. They are very nice to have, outlining not only for yourself and your group what you expect, but if you plan on leaving without anybody else, telling people where you're going. I have toilet paper, which I will get into in a moment. I have a burn kit, antiseptic wipes, waterproof adhesive tape, and I believe some burn ointment. This looks very random because it is. I acquired a new medical kit. I saw this was in here. I left some at the house and I scrounged this for myself, standardizing it across my 3 loadouts because I not only have this belt kit that I use 90% of the time, I have a hunting kit that I use, say, the 10% of the time, and then I have a Pasget vest with a generic Molly rig that I can give to my friends that has the same loadout inside of it, so we all know what each other has. I do carry this small multi-tool. This isn't a multi-tool per se, but it's more of a Allen key. It's a Torx set of bits. This is very nice because of what all of our gun stuff runs on nowadays. You either have an Allen key or Torx. I understand that it's bad to use Torx on an Allen key, but you can still get it done. I have a pair of sunglasses here. These are M&P branded. It's very nice because they are durable. They aren't too reflective. Of course, the lenses will still reflect, and they're black. It's just nice to have, especially if you go out somewhere, say, to a river or to snow. It'll be very reflective. You'd like to have something like this on you. I wish they were polarized, but they are cheap. I do have this multi-tool here. It is bright. It's not a great color, just like my Torx set. Both were gifts from friends. I've had this one for probably 3 or 4 years now. It has come in very handy. I do like it. It's not any specific brand. It's just from the mall, but it's worked well for me. I do have Alice clips here and a bungee cord. The bungee cord is so I can wrap up wet uniforms or trash on the outside of my kit so it doesn't have to stink and get everything messy. And it can dry off or air out. Lastly, like I said, this toilet paper, it does now have a story behind it. On my previous video about my Alice belt, I went into my butt pack again, and a commenter who was in the Marine Corps, I believe during the 80s, claimed that A, I should never use toilet paper and have it out in the field, which I do understand if your MREs come with toilet paper. But if you have these small MREs like I showed previously, which I didn't show in here, but I also have a pizza MRE. It's about that big off of Amazon. It was very nice. It's a little spicy, but I enjoyed it. The commenter did say that toilet paper is not needed, that they didn't carry it in the field. From my personal experience, because I'm not military, I am civilian, you know, I run how I want to. I am going to carry toilet paper with me every time in every single one of my kits. Because at the worst moment, you will have to go to the restroom, and you do not want to walk around like that all day. As well, you can use this to wipe yourself off, wipe your hands, your face if you have face paint, or if you're bleeding, wipe blood off, which I did because of a clip you'll see at the end. But this is very nice to have. I would not recommend leaving without toilet paper, especially if you're going hunting or if you're eating MREs, because they will stop you up and they will not feel good. You will want to wipe that off. But I think that is very foolish to go without toilet paper. As well, that same commenter said that you do not want a face mask like the balaclava I typically wear. I would not recommend going without a face mask unless you simply do not care about yourself. Not only can this protect you from the cold, it can protect you from people seeing you if it's a proper color. It is also nice having face paint like I've shown. And on my body, I do carry things of face paint for myself, just in case I need to either reflect using the mirror or I can figure out what my face looks like and camouflage it properly. But the main reason that I would use a balaclava, which I understand I do not follow the best OPSEC standards, being able to, in one clip, show myself with or without gloves or showing parts of my wrist, see my skin color or tattoos. I do not care, but I will care for my face because it's a lot easier to find somebody based off of their face on the internet. And showing my face would be very detrimental to my personal life, thus I won't. One thing I didn't put back inside that I just saw is electrical tape. This is very nice for either covering up, say if you have a push button for your dot and the wire starts shredding itself, you are able to use electrical tape, cover that up. you're able to cover, say, parts of your gear. If they are too reflective, though I wouldn't recommend that because electrical tape is reflective, you're able to wrap, say, these cloth parts around each other so they'll move less. Or what I would use it for the most is lightly covering the end of your barrel. So if you were to fall, things will not, such as dirt and rocks, will not get in your barrel, but will be deflected by the electrical tape. Then as you fire, it will blow the electrical tape off. So, in review, here's my kit. I do enjoy what I have here. For the time being, I believe this is what I will run up into the future. Has a lot of sustainment capabilities, your magazine carrying capabilities. I would say if you have something like a G3, an AK, or if you're running a shotgun, especially the ones with Turkish detachable magazines, I do not know if your magazines will fit in these carriers. If you would like, you should sew them deeper or sew them wider. This kit works very well for me. I bought a spare one for my group. I'm able to run body armor underneath it if I care. I can make it as heavy or as light as I'd like to. It still works perfectly fine with my pack, even with my sleep system carrier. I would recommend the LBV 88. At worst, get these for $35 to $45. You can also, if you'd like, get the Molly Schmersh or something similar. But I think a belt kit is good, especially for this future of combat that we're going into, having to sustain yourself and not carry everything through a vehicle, but have to carry it on your back. I would like to put in here, as you can see right here, I do have a battery carrier. It's just a little compass pouch that I put my Baofeng battery in. I can fit my Baofeng on this side of my magazine carrier. It's a UV9R and it fits fine in there. Of course, you can follow all the FCC rules, regulations. Hopefully the FCC gets disbanded soon. So, this is my kit. Thank you guys for watching. Praying for you all. I'm glad that Trump was able to get in office. I pray for peacetime that I never have to use this gear seriously. But it's in the background just in case I need it. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to give a thumbs up, subscribe, watch until the end of the video. I've got a funny clip there. Be prepared, guys. This is heavy. Mine is about 30 pounds. So just work out in the gym, be able to carry this easily and over distance, go rucking. But praying for you all. Thank you for watching. God bless.